Mira, Teddy. Mira. Aquí. I'm so excited to be filming this video. Hey guys, what's good? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianna. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so excited to finally share this news with you guys. Like, beyond excited. I finally feel like kind of free a little bit. I do want to say a huge shout out to my subscribers and my followers who you guys support me through all my content that I post. I haven't posted in a long time here on YouTube, and I'm so sorry. Even on Instagram too, like I was MIA for a little bit and I just didn't know why, but now I know. But yes, I am pregnant. I'm so excited about it. I can't wait to meet my baby. Like, I'm so just excited and just so grateful, like beyond grateful. So today I will be sharing with you guys how I found out and also my pregnancy symptoms. This is going to be kind of like a first trimester recap. But yeah, I am in my second trimester. That's why if you guys do see my belly a little bit, this wasn't how my belly looked in the first trimester. So this is my first baby too, so I feel like it's taking a little longer for my belly to show, but second trimester, it grows very rapidly. But yeah, but that'll be for another video. So if you guys want to hear about how I found out and my pregnancy symptoms, go ahead and keep on watching. Okay, so to go ahead and start off how I found out, it kind of like goes to the symptoms and stuff, but I'll kind of just give like a little like storyline or like little timeline of how I found out and stuff. So in June, yeah, so around June, like the time I usually get my period, I was like cramping a little bit. So I was like, oh, my period's coming, you know, like I was tired and stuff, just like regular period symptoms for myself. It's okay, Lily. Sorry. Just like regular period symptoms for myself. But I will say the one thing that was different about this period that I haven't had this symptom in a long time was that my boobs were tender. And I used to get boob tenderness a lot before I would start my period, a lot before, but I don't know, all of a sudden like kind of went away, and then it came back. So I was like, oh, just like, you know, it's just my period. So this was around June, and I thought I had started my period, but it's a little thing called implantation bleeding. So I'll go ahead and put that right here on the screen so you guys can know more about it, just because I didn't know really anything about it. So if you think you're pregnant or if you're trying to have a baby and stuff like that, this can be just a little information. I feel like it's super important to be educated on stuff like this too, because I mean, I didn't know, so I wasn't completely aware of it. So yes, I had my implantation bleeding, but I thought it was my period, but I thought it was so weird because it used to be 5 to 7 days, but now it's like about like 5 days. But it only lasted like, I want to say like 2 days. It was about like 2 to 3 days, and it was just very light. It was like brown a little bit, but it was super liquidy, super light, like just not my regular period, because usually my period are super heavy. Like, well, I do cramp. I was cramping in June when I thought it was my period, but it was actually implantation bleeding. So yeah, I got that. So I was like, maybe, you know, it's just my period. Like, you know, hormones change. I thought I was going through a hormone change. So I just kind of like brushed it off. But I did take a test in June or at the beginning of July. I forgot exactly when I took it, but I took it and I got a little clear blue pack of 2. And I don't know if these tests were messed up or what. I have no idea. I took myself to Target. I went to go get a little pack of 2. The digital ones too, the ones that like say pregnant or not pregnant on it. So I took my little test, and honestly, I don't know how to take a pregnancy test, and I didn't read the directions prior to taking it. So that probably would have helped too. So maybe it was just me that I don't know how to take a pregnancy test, or I didn't know how to take one. And I ended up taking it, but I guess you're not supposed to, like, I don't know, you're supposed to be like careful with the stick and stuff. And you're supposed to dip it in like your pee pretty much, instead of like peeing on it for however many seconds, because it's like more accurate that way. But I didn't know this when I was taking it, so I just took the first test really quick. I was like super nervous because like I was like, I don't know, like I don't think it's gonna come back positive, but I was, you know, just nervous because taking a test, I was just nervous. So yeah, I took one, and then I remember it saying not, but it didn't have the pregnant under it. So in like for me, I was just like maybe I'm not, like, honestly I didn't want to get excited if it wasn't the case. You know, I've always wanted a family and I always want to be a mom and stuff, but I don't know, like I always felt like it was gonna happen like later on, but I am not mad about it at all. Like, I'm so excited. Like, I never wanted to be an old mom, so I'm super happy, especially like the timeline too. It's just crazy how it happened and like how it worked out. But yeah, so I took the first one. It said not, but it didn't have the pregnant under it. So I was like, okay, like maybe I'm not, whatever. I'll just take the second one in the box to, you know, just be sure. So I took the second one out, and it's a book error. So in my head I was just like, you know what, like, I don't want to, like, I'm not, like, no. I remember my boobs were hurting, like, they were just very, very heavy. Like, I felt like when I took off my bra at night, like, they just felt like weights on my chest that I was letting go, and I couldn't even lay on my chest. And I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and he was like, you should go to the doctor. But honestly, I was avoiding the doctor at all costs because of COVID, and, like, honestly, I was kind of nervous that something was wrong with me, like I was sick or something. Which, I mean, it's bad because you should go to the doctor if you're unsure about it and if you feel like your body is kind of off. And if I would have gone, I would have known earlier, but I didn't. So, a whole month goes by. This is the end of July when I usually get my period. Let me just take you through this whole day. It's just insane. So I actually took my boyfriend to go get a new car because he was thinking about getting a new car, and we were talking about this car. I remember he had sent me a car, and the first thing I kind of thought was like mom car, like dad car. But it's a nice car, like, and we were planning, well, we've been like doing a lot more things, like going on trips and stuff a lot more, so we do need the space coming. My car really isn't the biggest, so for him to get a bigger car, it was like it'll work out. So I remember him telling me too, like, the only reason like I wouldn't want to get it is because like it looks like a mom car or a dad car. But I was like, who cares, like, we're gonna be comfortable, like, whipping in the car, like, it's gonna be so comfortable for us, you know. We're gonna have so much space to have our friends in the back and also like all of our stuff in the back, so we don't have to have everybody like squished with all our stuff inside. So yes, I took him in the morning to go get his car, and we were waiting there, like, kind of took forever, whatever. Then he ended up getting it, and it's a family car, like a straight, it's a nice family car, like, I love his car. But yeah, so it's just a family car, and like, it's just crazy that that's, like, he got that car, like, you know. So after we're driving home, I remember we got home, I was laying down, and then I had to go get Teddy's chicken, and because I make him chicken like every week because that's his food, or like make him chicken like every like 5 days because that's what he eats. So I remember I had to go get him chicken, and then also I remember sitting there and thinking, like, I haven't gotten my period, like, maybe I should order some tests so I can take some, and maybe I should go take a pregnancy test. So I did drive up at Target, and I told my boyfriend, I was like, I have to go to Target just because I'm going to go get a pregnancy test. Like, kind of just, like, you know, brushing it off a little bit, because I was like, no, maybe I'm not. Maybe it's my body just going through hormone changes and things like that. So I was, like, just kind of brushing it off. And then he was like, oh, well, yeah, like, you haven't gotten your period. So there was that. And then I ended up going to Target. We go to Ed Suped before, and then we go to Target, do drive up. I get my little clear blue tests again. I go home. This time I knew how to take a pregnancy test. A more accurate way of taking it, like getting a cup, dipping it in for however many seconds it says in the box, and then leaving it, just laying it down on something. So we got home from the grocery store and Target. I remember I really, really had to pee. My boyfriend ended up going to go see his friends, like, for a little bit. So it's like, okay, like, you know, like, I mean, I don't care, I let him go see his friends because, you know, he's an individual person as well. So he went to go see his friends, and I remember I had to pee a lot. So he had left. I started cooking Teddy's chicken. I remember, like, I was thinking too, because it's an HCG hormone, I think it's called. That's what the pregnancy test reads in your pee, because, like, to know if you're pregnant or not. So if you're pregnant, you do have a HCG hormone that is higher. So that's what pretty much tells the test, like, yes, she's pregnant. I let the pee, like, marinate for a little bit so it would pick up the hormone if I was. I was, like, cooking Teddy's chicken, and I was like, I'm just gonna take the test, like, it's gonna come back negative. Like, there's no need to wait for my boyfriend to get back. Like, there's no need. Like, we don't need to take it together. Like, it's gonna come back negative. So I take myself to the restroom, and I take the first test. I take it out, I pee in a little cup, and then I dip it in, and I just lay it down. And at first I was like, it's gonna come back negative. Like, I wasn't even like just thinking of anything. I was like, it's gonna come back negative. And the bar started loading. The third bar loaded, and then the fourth bar, like, it just went, and then it kind of just went to pregnant. I remember looking at it. I had no emotion for 2 hours. It wasn't that I was like, I just am the kind of person to kind of process things before I do react. So that's kind of what happened. And my boyfriend wasn't there too, so I wanted him to be the first one to know. So I waited for him to get home. But yeah, when I saw the test and I came out pregnant, like, I was happy and I was nervous. Just because, I mean, I've never had a baby before. Like, I've never had a child that is mine to care for, you get me? So, but I mean, I've always wanted one, and I know we've always wanted one together. I get emotional about things super quick. I started looking at it, like staring at it, like just honestly kind of like shaking a little bit because I was just in shock. Like so many things are going through my head, like I just did not know what to think. And I wanted to tell him, but I didn't want to text him like to come home really quick because I didn't want him to be worried or like, you know, just like ruin his time with his friends. I just wanted it to be something natural. Like I wanted him to remember it as a memorable experience, like a happy experience, as opposed to like, oh my gosh, like I'm pregnant, you need to come home, like while like crying and all this stuff. So I waited 2 hours for him to get home. I texted him right away, like, what time are you coming home? And he said like in 30 minutes, something like that. But I mean, he hadn't seen his friends in a while, and like they were kind of just talking and stuff, and like I get it. So I wasn't bugging him, like I wasn't texting him, even though like I just wanted to like call him, like I just wanted to hug him and like tell him. So he ends up getting home. I remember I took the test like around 10ish. He ends up getting home like around 12. Within those 2 hours, I remember I was finishing cooking Teddy's chicken. I remember I was like cleaning the room, like I did not know what to do with myself. I have no idea what I was doing. I just did not know what to do with myself. I just kept staring at it, like looking at the test, like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. I mean, I'm so grateful. Like I never want that to be taken out of context because I am so grateful. But yeah, I was so shocked. So he ends up getting home, and I remember I put on the Grinch because it was just something that was like gonna like calm me down a little bit because I just didn't know how to tell him. And I really wanted to tell him like in a cute way. Like I was thinking like, oh, maybe I should wait like for the next morning, like to put it like in a little shoebox, like and give him a gift or something like that, you get me? But I couldn't wait. Like he literally just saw him. He walked into the room and he's like talking to me like normally, and I'm just like staring at him and I do not know what to say. Like I don't know how to say it. Like I just don't know how to say it. And he's just talking to me like we're getting ready for bed, and then he's just looking at me and I'm just staring at him because he's talking to me. And then I like have the test kind of like under the cobija, like on the side of the bed. So I grab it and I just like toss it at him because I honestly I didn't know how to tell him. Like I couldn't even speak. Like I had no words. Like I just was in shock. Like, and I just wanted to tell him. So I kind of just tossed the test at him, and then he looks at it and he goes, really? Like in like a happy tone though. Like I'm so grateful like for him. And I was just like, I shut down crying because I was holding emotion in for 2 hours. Like I had no emotion for 2 hours, and I wanted to tell him, like I just wanted to tell him like right away, like I just needed him to like hug me. I'm just like bawling my eyes out just because I have so many emotions like in me like at once that I just don't know what to like, I don't know which emotion to feel. But I honestly I was happy. Like I was just nervous. Like I just ideally, like I would have wanted to have a house for my child. Like I would have wanted to have my house already, like us have a house together already. Like that would be my ideal situation. But other than that, like that's the only thing that I would change, because I mean honestly, like at this point I feel like how I feel about it, that could be like a whole nother video because that's like a whole nother topic. But yeah, so that's what I told him. We're both excited, we're both super happy, and I'm so grateful. So yeah, that's how that happened. I didn't record like any of my family's reaction, didn't record his reaction just because it is our first baby. So I did kind of want to just be in the moment and not kind of worry about the camera, or you know, like although it would have kind of been cool to have the reaction, I just didn't want to worry about that. Like, and I just was like living in the moment. Like I was just, you know, like wanted to be present. Like, we're so excited to be parents, and we're so excited to have our little baby. I'm so excited. I'm not going to talk about my symptoms now. I'm sorry if my nose is stuffy. It's just like acting up today. I don't know why. And also if I sound out of breath, sometimes it's because I am out of breath. I'm in my second trimester, so my out of breathness is, I don't want to say kicking in because I'm sure the third trimester it's going to be like insane, but it is kicking in a little. So I do want to go and talk about my symptoms. So my first symptom I want to talk about was fatigue and tiredness. Actually, I'm going to go and talk about my first symptom because this is the one that I actually really noticed. So I'm actually going to talk about the night that I noticed the implantation bleeding. I was actually at home. Actually ended up texting my boyfriend to tell him to come with me to go feed my uncle's dog. So I don't have to go by myself because it's like kind of dark where he lives. So he was actually on his way home, but I ended up leaving before he even got home. And when I texted him, I guess he didn't see it yet because he was eating. But he ended up going to get tacos, so he got me like 2 chicken tacos. And I remember I left before he got home because I don't know like how far he was. And then he ends up calling me when he sees a text of him telling him to come with me. So when I left, I literally was like crying because like he didn't text me back, like just like super emotional, like because I mean he always texts me back and stuff like that, so there's no reason as to like why he wouldn't. He usually just doesn't see his phone and he doesn't text me back. So yeah, I was like crying. Like, it was so weird. I was like, why am I crying? But I just like wanted to cry, so I just let myself cry. And then he ends up calling me, telling me, come back, like I'm gonna go with you. Like he has tacos for me. So I ended up going back. I'm like wiping my tears away, you know, like trying to like not act like I was crying. And then he gets in the car and he gives me my tacos. I remember like kind of being grossed out at the thought of like having tacos. And usually like now I can eat it, but before like I was just like not really like into it. Like I just didn't want tacos really at all, which was really, really weird. So I remember eating my first taco when we were on the way, because I honestly hadn't eaten in a couple hours that day when he had gotten back. So I remember taking the bite, and like I just remember I felt like a knot in my throat, like I wanted to throw it up. Like it just wasn't, it wasn't like appealing to me. But I made myself eat it because I was like, this is not normal. Like I need to eat. This is not healthy for me to not be eating. So I ended up like eating the first taco. Like I made sure to like get it down. I ate it while we were on the way over there. And then we get there, and I try to finish the second taco that he got me, and I took a bite of it, and I was like, I can't. Like, I felt so bad because I usually finish my food all the time. He thought it was like weird too. He's like, oh, I kind of hurt that I didn't like eat the tacos that he brought for me. But that's the night that I noticed the implantation bleeding had started. That was like the symptom, like nausea. Like I did not want chicken tacos. The implantation bleeding happened. I remember laying down, we were sitting on the couch like watching TV because I wanted to wait for the fireworks to die down where we live, because they were just like insane, because this year everyone's at home. So I remember sitting there like just so tired, like just falling asleep. Like I remember just like kept waking up like every so often to see if there were still fireworks or not. And I just like my eyes, like it was just so hard to keep my eyes open. Like it's crazy how tired I was. And I look back and I'm like, oh, like that's why. So that's the first like symptom story that I could tell you guys. But I did want to talk about fatigue and tiredness. So I was on like a workout program. I was on Ricky Verdugo's like butt program, because you know, trying to get thick over the summer. And I was doing so good. If you guys have done that workout, if you guys have like seen Ricky Verdugo's workouts and stuff, it's intense. Like there was days where it would be like 100 reps and like 3 or 4 sets of 100 reps each. And I was doing so good. I was pushing through. I was like following every single day. And I just remember like kind of just feeling too tired to do them. Like I would just get super winded very fast. And I would just look at the workouts and I'd be like, this is just like doing too much. Like I'm not doing this today. Like I'm just doing like whatever I feel like doing. So the tiredness was real. I would lay down and within 2 seconds I'd be asleep, like knocked out. It was crazy. And I'd wake up in the middle of the night, like wait, like to pee. I'd wake up in the middle of the night to go pee. And I'd be like, wait, like, I don't even remember falling asleep. So yeah, the tiredness was real. I would have to say that that's like one of my biggest symptoms was tiredness. And also my boobs felt like weights on my chest. And fatigue was just like insane. I remember like Lex, my best friend, had called me and we were FaceTiming and she goes, damn, you look rough. And Lex never tells me that. I mean, she would if I like look rough like that, but usually I don't look rough like that. And she was just like, are you okay? And I was like, honestly, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, mentally, like, I don't know if I'm going through something. Like, I don't know what it is. This is, of course, prior to me finding out. So, like, now I, like, know. But before, like, I just wasn't sure of what I was, like, what was happening to my body and stuff. I don't know, like, I, like, tore up. Like, I just, like, had no energy. I did not put makeup on for, like, weeks. Like, I did not do my hair, like, at all. Like, nothing. I just, like, had no motivation to do anything. And I just wanted to sleep. Like literally that's just like all I wanted to do was sleep. I had food aversions as well. Like everything that I normally eat like did not sound good to me at all. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys would see that I would post like my tea time, like in the morning, like all early, like reading my book, and then like at night too. I'd have like at least like 2 teas a day. And that was my thing, you know, like I love drinking my tea. It was so good. It's like so warm. I live for it. But I would remember like thinking about drinking a tea and I'd be like, oh, like it sounds gross. Like I wouldn't voice it, but like in my head I was like, no, that just doesn't sound good. But I was just like, why is my body like reacting like this? Am I going through something mentally? Because like COVID and everything like that. And I wasn't staying at home. I was staying at my mom's because someone in my house had COVID. And I just wanted to kind of like be safe, and because I go over my family and stuff, I didn't want to bring it around my family if I were to get it at home. So I felt like me not being home and me not being my regular schedule was like what was throwing me off like mentally. So like if you're not right mentally, like your body isn't gonna follow. And then also I would crave specific things like so much, and then too like in between, I want to say like middle, maybe to the end of my first trimester, I would get hungry. Like I was just always hungry, like crazy hungry. Like I'd never eaten so much in my life. It's insane. Like I would crave specific things, like, and I would cook it. Like I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, you know what sounds good? In like El Salvador, like Salvadorians, like they cook chompipe, like it's a bolillo with chompipe in it. Chompipe is turkey, and my abuelita, she would always make it like on Thanksgiving, and I did that. I made it with like chicken though, and also I made papas con pollo, like in tomato sauce. That's so good. But after I made it, like I'm just kind of like, doesn't really sound good to me. Little sopas and stuff, like everything that I would eat like when I was little, like just sounds so good to me. My little like candies and stuff, like my Mexican candies, like just like give them all to me, please. Like I love Mexican candy. And my enfrijoladas too. If you don't know what enfrijoladas are, they're just like pretty much like enchiladas, but just with like beans and cheese. Like cheese and beans just sounds so good to me, like all the time. And bread, like I used to love bread. I would eat so much bread, like I would say like when I was younger and stuff, but as I grew up, like, you know, like when you're trying to get a flat stomach, bread is not your friend. But like bread was the one thing that just sounded good to me like all the time. Like, and I started craving my ice creams again. Like if you guys have followed me for a while, you guys know that I don't really eat a lot of dairy, but cheese and regular ice cream just sounds so good. Like Menchie's, oh my gosh, I love Menchie's. What is it called? Cake batter, soft serve, like yogurt, frozen yogurt. Oh my gosh, it's everything to me. And I drove like, it wasn't that far, like 25 minutes the other day to go get Menchie's yogurt, because the one that's closest to me does not have the cake batter flavor. I don't know why, like all of them don't have it, but that flavor is so good. Like, and everything that I get with it, like it's just so good. Like you guys have no idea. And then also, oh my gosh, and then just like all the like unhealthy foods, I would have to say like sounded better than like the healthy foods. Like I would always try to be like health conscious about like what I'm eating and stuff, and try to go for more like the greens and things like that, as opposed to like fried stuff. I'm not saying that like fried stuff was like everything, but it did sound so good. So that was like another thing that was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like I don't know why healthy stuff doesn't sound good. Like, and before I found out I was pregnant, all of quarantine, like I've been working out. I've been doing so good. I was on it. Like I would just wanted my body to be at its best. I wanted to feel my best. I just wanted to take care of myself like mentally. So I don't know if that's what helped me get pregnant. Honestly, I have no idea. But I was taking care of myself like a lot before I got pregnant. Also, another symptom is that I would burp so much. My mom would look at me and she'd be like, why are you burping so much? I'd be like, I don't know, like I have no idea, but it was so weird, you guys. Like I've never burped so much in my life. I feel the burp like up here. Oh my gosh, and my sneezes too. My sneezes are on a whole nother level. Like if you guys know me and if you guys are close to me, you guys know my sneezes are already like a lot. But they've been like on a whole nother level, and they're so loud and so dramatic and just a lot more powerful. But yeah, that's another thing that I've noticed as well. And then also, I will say that with the tiredness and stuff like that, I would feel like I would get my morning sickness, but it wasn't morning sickness, it was at night. So like before I was getting ready to go to bed, like I was honestly a good amount of days where I did not wash my face at night, but I wasn't wearing makeup, so it wasn't that bad. But it is still bad because that's not like me. Because I was just so tired, and like I felt like throwing up at night. I remember one time, like I was just like, oh, like I need to chill, I need to like go to sleep, I need to lay down. My mom was just like, are you okay? This was within like this time span of me spending like 2 weeks with her when I couldn't stay at home. It's not that I couldn't stay at home, it was that I chose to, because I just wanted to be extra careful. I remember this one time I felt like throwing up, and I was like kind of felt like dizzy. Okay, like I'm just gonna lay down, and like I ended up falling asleep, and I remember waking up like I don't remember falling asleep. But yeah, I would fall asleep so fast. And then, I'm sorry if I say a lot. I've noticed I've been doing that a lot more recently. Pregnancy brain is a real thing. Like, I get off track. I say a million times because I'm trying to process my thoughts. With the morning sickness, at least with feeling like dizzy and stuff, I noticed that when I was cooking in the kitchen, that I would feel dizzy like after I was done, I feel super dizzy, and I feel like I wanted to throw up, and I was like, okay, like I need to chill. Like I would go outside and I try to eat my food outside. Like sometimes I wouldn't eat all of it, but I would try to force myself to eat it, because you know it's not good to not eat. So I made sure to get something in my system. But it was just like really like off. Like I would just like sit outside and just not feel my best. So it's very different. Oh my gosh, the peeing often, like You guys have no idea. Like, I would pee so often. In the middle of the night, I would get up at least once, which was really weird for me. Not weird for me, I wouldn't say that, but it was just really different for me because I'm the type of person that does sleep all through the night, and I kept getting up every single night, at least like once or twice to go pee. In the morning too, throughout the day, I would go pee a lot. Like, it was, I noticed it, but I was like, maybe I'm just drinking more water. Oh, and then also too, my sensitivity to smells. This is before I was even pregnant. I just wanted like a different scent, so I ended up getting like some perfume. Oh my gosh, my throat's so dry. Also, like, my body's super dry. Oh, the dryness. Like, right now my throat's super dry. My skin is really dry too. I've noticed that. Like, my body just super dry. And then also, small headaches. I remember having a headache. I remember being in Ulta with my mom, and I remember feeling like I needed to throw up. Like, it was like an instant. Like, I remember we were at the register, and I remember I turned and I felt like I really was about to throw up, like right then and there, like in the store. And I was like, okay, like this is weird. And then I had a headache. I ended up getting a headache, and I was like, I felt super lightheaded too. And I was like, like maybe I need a green tea. Now that I know about it, now that I know about the baby, I'm like, I shouldn't have been drinking green tea. Like, I really don't want to drink caffeine as much as possible, like, to avoid it. Although, like, it's, people say that it's fine, but I just personally don't want to drink caffeine with the baby. So I really haven't had my green tea or anything like that. But yeah, so I told my mom, I was like, oh, maybe I just need to go get like a green tea from Starbucks. My headache will go away. And that day we had a family party too, and I was like, oh, I don't really feel like going, and that is just not me, like, at all. Like, I just wanted to be with myself and just, like, you know. Then too, I was sad because I wasn't around my boyfriend, like, for the 2 weeks because of COVID. He didn't have it, but someone in the house had it. So I just wanted to be like extra safe. So just, it was just like, I just wasn't acting myself at all. But yeah, so I did get small headaches. Also, I remember getting like leg cramps. I remember texting my boyfriend and be like, oh my gosh, like my legs hurt. Like, I am not stretching. So I don't know what it was from, and now I know what it was from. I also got pimple, like this. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me show you guys. My lipstick is bleeding because I didn't bring my lip liner with me, so I couldn't like touch it up. So you guys, you know, like super up close so you guys can see it. But this right here, this was a big pimple. I don't know if I have a picture of it, but I did get a big pimple right here. And it's still like lingering, but it's not as bad because it's not like a bump. But it is flat now, but it took forever for it to go away. And then also stomach bloating. Like, my stomach was super bloated, and I kept telling my boyfriend, like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting fat, like I need to wear my waist trainer, like my faja, like I feel like I'm just getting fat. But it was bloating from the baby. And yeah, those are pretty much all the symptoms that I had for my first trimester, my kind of little first trimester recap. If you guys kind of want to know what supplements I've been taking, or kind of like a day, I think it'd be so cute to do like a pregnant day in the life. That'd be so cute. And kind of just show you guys like what I've been eating and stuff. So if you guys want more pregnancy videos and more updates, definitely let me know down below. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I can't wait for you guys to come on this journey with me. I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet my baby. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.